evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us.
Absolutely, because if it's not interesting to us, it certainly shouldn't matter to you. So it's been a hell of a week, James.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
we last week we did our show,
yes,
and that was a week ago today, right?
yes.
Wednesday. Since then, I hopped on a plane, flew
Yep,
down to Vegas, where
yep,
you are.
yep.
We hung out. We went and got some good food.
Yeah,
We had some churros,
yeah.
and then we hopped on over to a WNBA game
Yeah. That thing
over
was
at
hype all like the entire game. Like normally during like NBA games, there's like quiet moments where you can hear like the ball and everything else. And
hear
but
the
nah,
shoes squeaking. Yeah, I
but
no,
not here. They have music the entire game.
yeah, that must be a WNBA thing. I have to imagine because
Keep it hype. Keep it hype
yeah,
all day.
it was too much because on the screens they were constantly showing stuff, and it was just a distraction. Like I
Uh,
couldn't even
I
really
I was
enjoy the
watching.
game.
Oh, I was enjoying it, but I was just like, "Yo, this is definitely hype." I didn't realize they go like that at the WNBA. Because
Yeah.
the last game I went to, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. But yeah, but I guess something changed. But whatever.
So then, immediately following our time at the game,
Yay!
we went straight to the car and drove 7.5 hours
Yeah, I was about that.
ish
Yeah,
to come up to Reno.
yeah,
We got to my place at about 4 in the morning
yep,
and slept for a couple hours,
yep,
and then headed over to the Odd Fellows Lodge in Reno for ArieCon.
yeah.
And that well, here let's show the folks our booth. So we got a decent booth, a nice little 8 foot table. I was planning on a 6 foot, so my
The
table skirt is a little bit too big or
no,
too
a little
small,
too
I should
small.
say.
Yeah, but we made
Uh,
it work. Made it
yeah,
work.
we made it work, and so we got set up, and then of course we had Lawrence and Diego Iriarte with us,
Oh yeah,
and they were doing art all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They were doing commissions. They were taking pieces that they had already printed out and then adding interesting, unique pieces to them. And they were, they're hyping up Lumpia with a Vengeance, which has its digital release on October 3rd coming up soon.
October 3rd.
So if you haven't already pre-ordered, get over to Apple. You can get it there right now. It'll release on all the other platforms on October 3rd, but you can pre-order on Apple right now for Lumpia with a Vengeance.
Oh yeah.
And here's a bit of a wider shot from the con where you can see. Well, that was about it.
There was like a little bit more to the left and right, and then but yeah,
But
legit,
this,
it's like two tables up front, three or
yeah,
whatever.
it was a very small facility, and a very small turnout.
Yeah,
It was fun. It was cool getting to hang out with you and Lawrence and Diego and another gentleman that joined them, Justin Jam, the artist.
yeah,
So it was cool hanging out with them, talking to them, nerding out with them. But
yeah.
there definitely was not the head count that I would have liked to make it really feel worth it. Not worth it because that's not
Nah, it's
the
not.
value, I guess, for because we had to pay for the table and all of that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
we paid for the banners and all of that kind of stuff, and so it's just yeah.
yeah.
But there we are enjoying our table, and here's Lawrence over here on the right and Diego on the left, with a couple of adoring fans. They're and this is literally their name. They are the Stoner Sisters. Their last name was Stoner. They are the Stoner Sisters.
Stoner Sisters
And you can see there's a custom piece that they did.
This was a print that they added some extras
Yes.
on to.
So the Wolverine and everything here in the middle was the print, and then they added on Rogue and Cyclops and whatnot. And here's us. And as a matter of factuality, I actually have that print right here. Let me pew pew. So that is you and me as Dora, you baby cow.
Yeah.
Diego. Lawrence actually drew this, sketched it out, inked it, and everything, and then Diego is now coloring it. So we will be getting that soon. I look forward to seeing how that turns out. And really quickly, we also each got our own piece. So we'll go to you first. What
Oh
did you
yeah.
get?
I got that Magneto Wolverine. Magneto when he was like pulling the pulling the metal out of Wolverine's body.
Yes, and your camera is so bad, so bad.
Can't-
We got to get you a new camera, man.
Bro, what? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like the camera's fine. Like you can see the picture. You can't really see the blood and everything, but you can tell what's going. You can see what's going on.
And I got Yoda and Obi-Wan on Dagobah, and Obi-Wan is helping to train Yoda on how to become a Force spirit when it's time. And there is a hidden image within this, and I'm not going to point it out. I'm not going to say what it is. It's there for my entertainment and for those who see it and understand what it is. But yeah, it was a really good time. It was from the perspective of like hanging out with people we like and know.
Yeah.
But it definitely would have been nice if we had had a bigger turnout.
Yeah. Agreed.
Then again, if we had had a bigger turnout, I don't know how well that would have gone in that facility.
Yeah, that would also been tight.
So first of all, last week I tried a C4 that was pink Starburst flavor.
Right.
And this week I have Skittles.
Skittles.
C4 Skittles. Ooh, it smells fruity. And it tastes like a handful of Skittles.
All right.
Pretty good.
Salted caramel porter.
Yep. And you got that from my place.
Yeah, they sit in the fridge. I was like, I need to try one of those, so I'm gonna give that a shot real quick.
And just really quickly, we do have a guest tonight, and I don't know what just happened with her camera, but we do have a guest tonight.
Ooh,
the voice of Murphy from Murphy's Inc. And I have to make sure I have to make sure I get this right. It's Kirsty.
Kirsty.
It's like thirsty is how she described it to me. So many people say Kirsty, and you have the biggest tendency to do that.
No, I was calling her Christy or something like that.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that was my mistake, and I have apologized multiple times, and I made sure that for this, I made sure to get it right.
Okay, so salted caramel porter. I had these. I bought these, and I drank. What do you think?
I taste it's definitely porter. I don't know why I was expecting more of a salt taste, like the salted I don't know. I was expecting more of a kind of a salty taste to it. I don't know, but
have you had salted caramel before?
Yeah, and it actually has it has like the salty taste, the caramel, like the salt kind of hits you first, and the caramel it makes that caramel just a little bit sweeter, especially the ones with like the pink himmel.
I'm sorry, are you saying caramel?
Bruh, yeah, I say caramel.
That how is it spelt?
Bruh, you guys, you and your wife say stuff weird, anyways.
Oh yeah, we're the weird ones. Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, you are the weird
anyways, I have a special food treat. So as we've discussed here on numerous occasions, I love Reese's, one of my favorite items. And last week, I unfortunately had a Reese's cupcake that was not very good, and you tried it as well. I saved you one. What did you think?
It was disappointing.
So hopefully, redeeming today, I have Reese's Creamy.
Interesting.
Never had this, so
I've never even seen those before.
I'm not sure how I'm going to feel because I've discussed before that one of my favorite aspects about Reese's peanut butter is that grittiness almost that you get from the Reese's.
I don't know what you're talking about there, really, because I mean, like, I never really tasted the grit. The
It's not a
gritty.
taste. It's a texture. You feel it.
It's not. I've never really even. I don't know.
Oh,
I stopped doing that because one time it had extra paper on it and I didn't realize it, and I was eating paper, and that was gross.
Mm. Mm. So it's definitely more like taking a spoon of peanut butter and eating it, and it gets like, you know that.
Yeah.
Still, this is definitely better than that cupcake was.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's good. It's from Reese's.
It's about true to the flavor, but the texture, yeah, it's missing that.
Well, the one thing that I did say, I did say about the cupcake was that I believe I didn't see the Reese's trademark on there. So
That's
I
true.
don't. So I was like, the logo was way too close. So I don't know if that's. But yeah, I think they were, because they only used the word Reese's on there. And that was it. But it was very close to the logo, but it didn't have a trademark on there. So I don't think Reese's was actually involved in the making of said cupcake.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the case. So
because otherwise, I think it would have been better.
So we were talking about cons, and we can announce here and now today that we have signed up for and will be attending the Powerhouse Comic Con June 8th, 2024 in Contra Costa Event Park in Antioch, California. It's a one-dayer, but we will be there. We're going to be bringing Lawrence and Diego and whoever else wants to join this party of 97 and Now Productions. And
yeah,
it's gonna be a good old time. We're gonna be doing a couple of cons next year, so but this is the first one that we can announce to put on the calendar, June 8th, 2024.
Put it on there.
We will be there, and with that, I think it's time that we switch gears to Murphy's Inc. And I think we forgot to mention, this is a live and interactive broadcast to the thousands and thousands of you watching around the world right now. We are live. It is, what is this? August 23rd, 2023. It's 8:15 p.m. Pacific on the left coast, west coast, nothing but the best coast. That's right, Kirsty. We are the best. And
technically, she's on the west coast of her world too, but whatever.
No, she's pretty center north of her country. So
yeah, whatever.
Anyways, let's talk about Murphy's Inc. just for a couple minutes before we bring her in. So Murphy's Inc. Fantastic show that we've been a part of now for well over a year, and season 2 starts this Sunday. And right here, right now, for the millions watching around the world, here is the art for episode 1 of season 2. Please come in. A lot going on here. We've got a lot of characters. So I do got to ask, James, because you were heavily involved with the creation of this piece. So down here in the bottom right, these are the interns, right? Intern 1, intern 2.
Right.
We haven't learned what their actual names are yet. But so you voice intern 2.
Right.
Were you trying to make a cool looking version of yourself?
No, actually, I didn't even make this. Like,
I mean, you were involved with saying, "Hey,
no, I didn't. I didn't. I literally did not. The only thing I said, I changed minimal things. I did not change anything with the character. Like that was all Mike Leone, who's our cover artist. This was all him. Like the only thing that I changed, I sent him just some changes. Like Philippe had that's Philippe in the brown right there. He had sunglasses on. I made those come off. He had sunglasses on intern 2. He was trying to get he's still working on that. But yeah, so intern 2 had glasses on, so I made those come off. Yeah, so there was minor changes that I had made, but this is all Mike's.
I'm just curious because you voice intern 2 and this guy kind of looks cool and suave, but I voice Gleason, and what did you do? There's Gleason right there.
I did not have anything to do with the making of these characters. We sent Mike we sent Mike we sent him the character descriptions,
Uh-huh.
and this is what he came back with.
So there is another character here in the center, which I'm not going to say who they are because they're going to get introduced in episode 1, so you'll get to see that then. And then up here in the top right is our lead agents, Michael and Daphne.
Yeah. Michael looks better.
So, episode 1 comes out this Sunday on knbc.org for those of you listening worldwide.
Worldwide?
If you are local here in Northern Nevada at 95.1 KNVC FM, you can listen live there. It will then be rebroadcast on Friday, a week from this Friday.
At what time?
8 p.m. Pacific. And then at 9 p.m. Pacific on that Friday, September 1st, it will drop on podcast for everyone to listen. And then it will be 15 straight weeks of Murphy's Inc. That's right, folks. Season 2 is 15 episodes, 2.5 times the fun.
two and a half times the adventure.
And I will actually be on Pop Culture Kaboom. That side. Pop Culture Kaboom.
Right there.
This Sunday from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m.
In studio, baby.
As an in-studio guest talking about all things Murphy's Inc. and 97 and Now Productions. So
yeah, I'm going to try and call in. So, all right.
So with that, it's now time for us to bring in our extremely special guest. It's just a really quick, interesting story. So when we did the original round of auditions for Murphy's Inc., for me, this person, she was, to me, I thought this could be our Murphy right away. And, we, through the course of having conversations and everything, we decided to go in a different direction. And we ended up having to change. We ended up having to course correct and go back to, okay.
Well, she was wasn't she hard at first?
Yes, originally she was hard. And we ended up making a change and moved her into the fantastic titular Murphy role. And
we had to make a change.
And I think it was a great choice.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, Miss Thirsty Kirsty.
Thirsty Kirsty.
Hello, everyone. Well,
how are you?
Britain. I'm very well, thank you.
And I saw you were drinking. Are you still?
Well, I have also a salted caramel beverage. This is a salted caramel vodka liqueur, and it is the worst thing I've ever drunk neat in my life. Usually I'll have it in something else, but I didn't have anything else to add it to, so I've been sipping on it, and it's horrible.
Okay.
So cheers. But one thing I did bring to the show to show off so I'm big into craft beers, kind of things that are small brew and taste like marshmallows. That
Micro.
Exactly, a microbrewery. And so for my birthday last year, that's how long I've had this and still not drunk it. My little brother bought me this can. It is called a Rhubarb Streisand.
Rhubarb Streisand.
And I love it so much that I can't drink it because I think it's such a cool can and such a cool name. So I'm just going to keep it forever, I think.
Well,
and it's sweating. So have you kept it in your fridge this whole time?
Yes, just to make sure in case there's a Barbara Streisand emergency that it's ready to go.
So is your plan to drink that the day Babs dies?
It's actually not a bad plan now that you mention it. I might have that because I can always keep
the only problem is I think she's gonna live forever.
She'd probably outlive me, to be fair. Yeah. So I'll bequeath that in my will to someone, and they can carry on the tradition of keeping Barbara Streisand in their fridge.
All I heard was queef, but we got bequeath. We got Jenny checking in.
Hi, Jenny.
Jenny is also the voice of Daphne over on Murphy's Inc. and will actually be one of our special guests next week. So next week, we're actually going to have Michael and Daphne, Shandon Loring and Jenny Helton on the show. So But the show is called Murphy's Inc., so we figured we got to have Murphy first.
I appreciate that. It's very nice of you guys.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Murphy's and your involvement, and tell us how you came to know about Murphy's and what brought you in.
Yeah, that's a good question because I don't even know that story.
Reddit. So not a
Okay.
very long story. I think there was a post went up on voice acting or record this about auditions, and I hadn't been doing voice. Well, I had. This is a sort of relatively complicated story, but I hadn't been doing voice acting for very long at that point. And it was, I think, the third thing that I auditioned for. And as I heard you guys saying, I originally got Heart, which I was delighted with. And then after whatever machinations happened, and I got to play Murphy herself, which was like a proper privilege, and it's been a real joy to do. So it's very exciting to be back for season 2 this Sunday.
It's like, honestly, it's like her voice kills it. I mean, she kills it every time, so it's awesome.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Well, yeah, and that was one of my things when we were first looking at the character. There were a couple of characters that we felt like this could be male or female. It can go either way. It's just a matter of finding the right voice talent.
Yep.
And Heart was another example where there was a person who auditioned for Heart that brought like some streetness to it, and it was a male, and it was like, ooh, we could play this a completely different way, and it could work, and it could be fun. But I'm personally so happy to have you as Murphy, and the role has to a degree for season 2 has changed, and we're not going to go into exactly what that means. But for you as an actor, in season 1, you got to create this character, and in season 2, you now get to play on it in a different capacity. For you,
she definitely has new facets to her in season 2, whereas in season 1 it was a lot more, running the shadowy company kind of thing that she runs, and being the boss and being in control. And there's a little more to explore in the weeks that come.
Oh yeah.
So it's been, as an actor, there's been delving into Murphy as a person has been fantastic.
We get deep on it.
Yeah, there are some really fun scenes this season with Murphy. I'm looking forward. I wish we could go into it in like detail and like talk about it.
What I'll do is I'll come back in 16 weeks and we'll talk about it all.
After, yes.
Hey.
Yes. Let's
schedule it.
Yes,
the holiday episode.
Just before Christmas, we'll bring you back.
Oh God. Oh yeah, that'd be lovely. Let's do that. This has been fun. Bye guys.
I'll talk to you guys at the end of the year.
Well, so to be fair, what time is it where you are?
Currently, 4:15 a.m.
So and just so that everyone is clear, you are in the UK.
I am. I'm in Manchester,
and
on the west coast of England.
And
this is not a fake accent. This is your genuine voice.
Oh, yo, listen, I got to tell you something. So I sent this to one of my old director mentors from college. And so I told him, hey, I want you to listen to this. I want to know what you think. And so he actually said, he was like, Murphy's Murphy's accent, something about it. And I was like, just so you know, that's real. And
and she doesn't sound like she's from anywhere. What's
funny about it is because when a number of years ago we did Dracula up at Ohlone College, which is in Northern California, and everybody else was doing there was mixture between Cockney accents and the proper British accent.
Yeah.
There was one person in the show who was actually from London. Okay. Everybody thought her accent was fake.
Was the worst. Yeah.
That I was like, oh, wait, what? The what?
Well, it's because, like, as British people, like as a homogenous group, we don't actually just sound like those 3 accents. But when you do put it into, because I get this a lot where I audition for things that Americans are also doing English accents for. And then I won't get it because my British accent sounds off because they're all doing like a
That-
learned British
yeah.
accent,
Mhm.
There you
and
go.
I don't fit in that style.
Yeah, no,
So
it was
yes,
just
I agree with your college professor that
y-
it probably doesn't sound like a very good English accent.
so
Because
I was when I told her that, he was like, "Oh, okay, well, never mind then."
well, I was born in Scotland, which is what the base kind of low note of my accent.
Right.
I am Scottish, and then I moved to England when I was 10, 11. And then I lived in Canada for a little while, and Ireland and Wales and Chicago, and yeah, so I've got international bits of my accent all smushed together.
Just jammed all in there.
And that's what makes me a interesting and unique voice talent.
Yo, her American accent is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, so we
Her
actually
American accent is hilarious. Hey, I
we
gotta
actually got
I
to
gotta
work-
jump off real quick because I gotta grab a bottle opener because I didn't realize I didn't have one with me. So
Yeah, we don't care. Go away.
Yeah.
So so we actually had the opportunity to work with you on a separate project that was actually used at Comic-Con this year, and you had to use a American type
I
accent.
did, yes.
And it was highly entertaining to me because I think when we had you read as Murphy or Hart, one of them, we did have you read with like, oh, thanks, James.
sorry, my bad.
Just this bit of my head.
Yeah.
And like hearing you read with an American accent, I was like, no, go back. And then similarly, when we were doing this recording session earlier this year, you not only did you have to use an American accent, but it had to be a little bit thuggish street.
So brilliant.
Don't make fun of me, James. That's
No,
mean.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying it was absolutely brilliant because it was just how she switched it on and off. It was like, I'm like, yo.
Oh, I really thought you were telling me that I did an awful job. That was
No,
actually
like I was like, it is so funny, like how people from other parts of the world, when they do an American accent, how they can just switch it on and off, and it's just like, yo, is that
Well, I
really
think
what
that is. I mean, grow up absorbing your media. I think American accents are in the subconscious of most of the Western world because everything is in American. Or any sitcoms you watch, any films you watch, even audiobooks you buy are read by Americans. So there is something there for you to sort of hook yourself onto when you need a quick emergency American accent. But I recorded Secrets of Harry's House for you guys.
That was
and-
that was another that was
It was
is
a
that-
different company, but
is that like-
yeah.
we've worked with them. So.
Yeah.
melded. And I got to do, let's say, Connecticut accent for that. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. I'll just say this, and if it's right, you can have it. If it's wrong, get someone else.
Yeah.
So
But it has-
for you, what do you like to do? So you've done obviously Murphy's, you've worked on Heritage House, you've worked on you did one of
Radio Story Hour.
one of our fantastic where's it at? There it is. Captain Fearless and the Time Traveling Nazis of Doom.
Wait, is that you as
Kendo Mertert.
that? Oh, I listened to the whole
Luxembourgish.
thing.
That's
The whole
me, yeah.
thing, and I didn't even realize that was you.
So you didn't listen to the credits, is what you're saying?
I know. I listened to the whole thing. I must not have listened.
Credits are
really.
very boring, to be fair.
I must have not listened. to
I enjoy.
the
I
announcer
do
guy was
have-
kind of.
I do have a wide and varied kind of vocal toolbox. So what I've been a few shows at the moment, and they range from Luxembourgian-ish, a German archaeologist in Once Upon a Wasteland, which is a Fallout 76 podcast,
Ooh.
which is very good, highly recommended. They were nominated for a Signal Award last year, actually. They're very good.
Nice.
A ghoul in the Modus Files. And my ghoul voice is very good, if I do say so myself.
Holy
So,
crap.
so I don't actually do a lot of recording in this actual accent. So to do Murphy as pretty much in my own voice has been a delight because usually I'm being some sort of European.
Is
so it's nice.
is it boring to just play? You know, there's a character
No.
there, obviously, but
Well, that's the thing. It's more of a challenge to find a character when you're just using your own voice. When I'm playing another person with another accent, you've
Huh.
got a hook ready, so you can kind of lean into, I don't know, doing a posh English voice. You can pretend to be a villain because it's in the voice. But if I'm just using my voice, I have to find the character from inside that and from inside myself.
That's actually interesting because I was like, man, I mean, like it just the once I heard kind of the final of because I never actually heard the original. Mark was supposed to send me that, but I never heard what the original one sounded like. And so when we talked about, we went back and recast everything, and I was just like, yo, like I don't think I could imagine anybody else with like just the sound of Murphy and everything else. It just sounds so clean. It's like
Oh, thank you, James.
it's
And, well,
it's a proper. I mean, it sounds right. It just sounds right.
Well, one of the interesting things is the original Murphy was voiced by the fantastic Connor Howard, who I love to work with. He's a great guy.
yeah.
He's done multiple things with us,
Mhm.
and it had nothing to do with his ability, his talent, his skill. It just had to do with his voice was too close to Michael's voice.
Yeah.
And there were too many scenes in season 1 where they were going to be together, and it was like,
You just can't differentiate.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. And we had to pick one.
We don't have that problem this season.
Yes, but the flip side of that is the fabulous Connor Howard is coming back and is going to be working on season 2. So,
yeah,
so I was very happy to be able to find something for him to bring him back,
we
and
got him.
I'm
Your
excited.
friends close and your enemies called Connor closer.
Right, right.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. We'll probably have him on at some point, hopefully during the run of this season. So
We got lots of guest spots to fill with such a long season. So yeah,
We do.
only 15 episodes.
15 weeks.
I will tell you right now that season 3 is mapped out for 17.
So just two.
I can't do that. Sorry guys, that's too long. I'm out.
Oh, cool, because you're not in it anyways. No, I'm just
Yeah, we're gonna kill you, so it's fine.
Burn.
cool. You out.
No, so season 3 is happening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've already said that here, but season 3 is happening. It is mapped out currently for 17 episodes. But I can't say anything else about it.
Nah.
Because hell, season 2 hasn't even premiered yet. So
Under wraps, baby.
Exactly.
It's still under the curtain.
And I can actually tell you that
Pay no
Murphy's
attention to the
Inc. is
season
mapped
behind the
out
curtain.
for 4 seasons.
I think we've told them that before too.
So there are 2 more seasons after this one finishes.
At least.
No.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
it.
It's 4. That's it. Yeah.
4
And then
is-
spin-offs. We'll have Daphne's Inc., Michael's Inc.
So as a matter of
other ones
factuality, you might
Oh,
appreciate
actually, that's
this.
cool. I don't mind that.
We are working on a prequel comic book.
Yeah, I wanted
Really?
actually, if you want to know something truthfully, when I thought of Murphy, I was like, you know what? I think she should look like Carmen Sandiego. But I got vetoed on that. So
I mean, I would go with a white-haired Carmen Sandiego. I feel her white hair is very important to me.
no, actually I think what we
White
do
hair.
strawberry blonde. I think
She's
that's
ginger. Whoa.
no, not ginger. Strawberry
blonde.
blonde. So it's just it's blonde with a hint of red.
we didn't want to go with the soulless.
Come on,
person.
like Murphy actually has some sort of soul.
Thank you. Although that would make an interesting meta comment on Murphy if she was ginger.
Yes, that's true.
This soulless woman out here.
No, the closest we have to a ginger would be Hart.
She's actually sharp. I made her. When I put it.
I really, really,
I
by
made
the
her
way, I just want to
strawberry
say I love this art. I think it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, thank my boy Michael Leone.
Michael Leone, that is amazing. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it when I saw it. I looked very closely to find, but I think it's beautiful. It's a really lovely piece of work.
You
So
were
you're
looking
not
for Murphy.
just so you know you're not in this. Period.
Yeah, you're not in this
I've been
piece.
cut from the whole.
No.
thing.
See your name.
called
Your
Ink.
name is there, and that's
Yeah.
all.
Across the top, it says Murphy's.
It's
So,
pretty much it's for a reason, and
the reason will become evident by the end of episode 1. I'm
We
sure.
shall say
most-
nothing.
Don't worry,
Nothing.
but like we have a description of you, and it's there. It's just not needed
That's fine.
at
That's
all.
fine. I'm not
like this
offended.
season.
That's not true.
You're very prominent this season, but
I don't mind.
you know, here's the thing. You know, the greatest part about this season is that pretty much you end every episode. Pretty much. Not all of them, but you pretty much end every episode.
Yeah. I mean, I encourage people to listen to it. It's a very good series. Even if I am in it, it's still good.
That
I
makes
have-
it even better.
Do
That
not-
makes it
Self-deprecating
even
much?
better.
I
No, the
cannot
fact
listen
that
to myself.
I'm in it.
That's
Actually,
all.
a lot of people for some
We're all
reason,
in
they
it,
really-
guys. High five.
Yeah, apparently some people really like me as a character, but you know.
No one does.
No, not true. Jimmy actually said I was his favorite character.
Yeah, he doesn't know what
Intern
he's
2
talking
is his
about.
favorite character.
He's a very smart man. That's all.
Is he literally only listened to clips you've sent him of you doing a bit?
No, he's only listening to the series. I don't send him clips. I don't even have the clips.
They're certainly not just here by my studio. Absolutely not.
Yo, like that's the best part about this whole. Like you have a legit setup. Now is that just in a room?
It is. This used to be my spare room.
So
And now
is
it's
it the
my
entire
studio.
room or is it just part of the room?
It's just a little corner bit. What
Little
I used
quarter
to
bit.
have, and I don't know. I mean, you might remember when we did it before. Sometimes things would just collapse midway through. I'd be recording, and then there'd just be me going, "Oh my god!"
Mm-hmm.
That was because everything was just on kind of pallets and shelves.
Like James right now.
What are you talking about? I'm on boxes.
Yes.
I'm on crates.
And I
That's-
had like a little USB mic
Totes.
that was underneath a blanket that I held over my head. It was very rudimentary, as everybody starts out.
Yo,
Um, So when I was able to, by virtue of making a little bit of money doing it, I was able to upgrade the equipment, but most importantly, kind of get a little space where I didn't have to sit with a quilt over my head like a weirdo. And now I have this spare room, so I've got a little bit outside where I do my editing, my post-production stuff, but mostly I sit in this little sweaty box.
I almost
um,
wish we had the blanket over your head right now. That would be hilarious.
I've got my cardigan, and I can. Do you want me to recreate what it was like back in the
And
day?
Jenny calls shenanigans seriously intern 2.
I know, Jenny. He's lying.
And
Hold on. Here we go. That was it. This is it. He's not even
that-
there.
that does actually, yeah, he's not even listening now. But it does, with the blanket over the head, it does change the sound.
It completely deadens it to. I actually might record like this. It actually sounds really good.
Yeah, but are you comfortable?
No, and very warm.
Oh, yeah, see.
Do you have AC in that? You have AC in that room?
No,
No.
that was extra. I couldn't afford that.
You want this room to breathe? No.
So in between takes, I just do this. No, cool.
There we go. Get a little bit of air in there.
Does it have a lock?
It does.
Oh, so that can also be your little bunker when somebody breaks into your place, I guess.
I tell you what, lads, it took my insurance, my home insurance, way down because it's basically a giant safe. So I can lock it from the outside, put all my valuables in it when I leave to go anywhere. And I have a panic room, little safe thing. And it took my premiums way down.
Interesting.
Ooh.
So, Jenny, you're watching right now. This is a reason for me to build a booth in my office.
Looks
A
like
lockable
I'm
booth.
building a booth.
I mean, your mileage may vary. I don't know what your country's insurance is like. Probably terrible.
As most things are with Americans, right?
Boom.
Ah.
And we're just a dumpster fire as well. Can't really sit in our little glass island and throw stones at the moment. So
Well, we are descendants of your kind, so
you are the ones we kicked out. Mhm.
I'm not sure that's how that went down, actually. But
I think
from all of
after-
our
I-
leather
I'm pretty-
I
I'm
think
pretty
after
sure-
after they threw the tea in the ocean in the water, that was pretty much
I'm pretty sure George W. And
was
by
a-
George W. I mean George Washington opened up a big old can of whoop ha.
Sure, yeah. I mean, whatever you guys need to tell yourselves.
on that candy.
Oh, crazy Brits.
So
crazy
yeah,
Brits.
so what's how do you guys is this just July 4th there? It's just July 4th, right? No.
No, we totally celebrate Lost the Colonies Day. Yes, it's just July 4th.
lost the colonies day. Yo.
Not all of them. I mean, you guys still
The
had
big one.
many more.
Oh,
I mean,
that's great.
yeah. To
You
be fair,
still
the sun
have
still
many
doesn't
more.
set
Well, you
on
know
the
what's so
British
funny?
Empire.
It's so funny about that too is that I remember I was listening to Trevor Noah and he was talking about it's really funny that nobody from like any place that was tropical was like, you know what, let's go find other places in the world and like try. But of course the Brits, up there and where it's cold and sometimes
Right.
miserable, they
Crappy
were
little
like,
wet island.
let's go ahead and leave here and let's go ahead and spread our
Philosophy.
ourselves spread
Our
ourselves around the world.
our British love for other cultures that we will smash and make ours.
And then try and then eventually give them back, but it will never actually be the same.
I mean, I apologize. All I can do is apologize on behalf of centuries
It
of
wasn't you.
terrible colonization.
It wasn't
And it
you.
actually wasn't, because I'm Scottish and we're
Yes.
not like the English. So
You know what's okay, so tell me this. This is something I've been wondering. And actually I asked a girl who was from Scotland the other day when I saw her at the airport.
you
I
just walk up to Scottish people and ask them.
No,
random questions.
she actually I was talking to her and I heard her accent. I was like, Scotland, and she was like, yeah. And I was
While I
like,
have you,
and I was like, yo, tell me, how is haggis?
it's delicious,
And she
mate.
was like, I love it. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I need to
It
try
is.
this.
It sounds like it shouldn't be, but it's delicious. It's delicately spiced and really tasty for breakfast.
Delicately spiced. What is that?
I mean, it's just got lots of pepper in it.
It's pepper, so it's real spicy for white folk.
It is a surprisingly delicious meal.
Okay, because that's something I really want to go to Scotland. That's one of the reasons I really want to go to Scotland is for
Just to try the haggis, because I
You
can't
can
get it
probably
anywhere
buy it
else
in
in the
other
world.
shops.
no,
Oh, no,
because I
you
want
can't get it in
if I'm
America.
gonna
It's
have it, if
illegal.
I'm gonna have it, I want to have it there. Like for
Yeah.
example, I'll tell
Have it
you.
made properly.
Right. And I next time I go see my mom in Maryland, I told her that I want to go to Philadelphia, which is actually about a 2-hour drive from Maryland, which, when you look at a map, it's like duh. But like I want to go to Philly because I want to have a Philly cheesesteak from
Made
Philly.
in Philadelphia.
So there's certain food items like when I had fish and chips in London, which I had way too many times, but it threw me a lot because here in America, it's just like the fillets. There's no bones. In England, there are bones in the fish and chips.
I mean, there shouldn't be. I think you might have been.
You must have gone to a bad fish shop.
No, because every spot that we went
You got big fish bones in your.
there was
fish and
bones
chips.
in the fish and chips, which threw me
Yeah,
for a loop.
I'm sorry about that. That shouldn't happen. There should be floury potatoes and deep fried fish.
So
Yeah.
Debbie O checking in, Debbie went on the fabulous cruise with us. Debbie says, and I'm assuming that she's referring to haggis, that she tried it deep fried in meatball shape. Wasn't too bad. Half of one was enough.
Oh, wow, I've never had a deep fried haggis. I mean, that's probably, if she was in Scotland, that'd be a Glasgow specialty, I should think.
And she does say she's waving back, so.
I am always in children's TV presenter mode whenever I'm on screen. Hi,
Wait, did you do
everybody.
that?
I always wave.
No, did you do children's?
Was I a children's TV presenter? No. I
Okay.
used to run a children's bookshop, so I would,
Interesting.
fanny about.
Hey.
I've had a lot of
Fanny
jobs.
about.
Again, it's not a curse, I promise.
No.
So okay, so you got into this voice acting gig not that long ago.
Yeah,
But how's it going for you?
Good. I mean, I've been an actor for more years than I care to admit. About 20, 25, 26 years.
Oh yeah, we all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So start as any weird nerdy kid does in youth theatre. Then at uni we start to do shows that we take to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and tour and stuff. And then
That's college for you, James.
Oh,
it is
And
college.
Fringe festivals is something that they do in Canada and the UK where it's.
I know Fringe festivals are.
Oh, okay, because you looked confused there too.
No, but when she said she said something like
Uni?
you said uni.
University.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
college.
she said U and E, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, sure. No, just university.
Okay. got it.
When we were at uni, we started tour shows.
Oh, nice.
And then I was always in a rep company or some other as an adult. And then COVID kicked in. Woo! Don't know if you remember it. little thing, tiny pandemic, and
shut down
the
the
company
shut down
that
most of the
just-
world. Yeah.
it's like a little blip. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
The blip,
Um,
I've heard of that. That was a 5-year thing in the MCU, but that's a different topic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When they shut down, what they did instead was took a lot of things online, and one of the things they did was a production of Little Women, and I got to play Jo March in an audio Little Women, and that was the first time that I did proper audio voice acting, and I liked it so much that I bought myself a little USB mic, and I got the blanket thing going on,
Very interesting.
and I was lucky enough to bag an actual gig doing long form storytelling that I can't really talk about too much because of an NDA, but it's been 2 years now that I've been doing this paid
Nice.
storytelling gig, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I'm glad I have that, because I think I would have had to have gone back to doing a proper job if I didn't catch that, and I wouldn't have been able to do things like stay up till 4 a.m. to record with various, not just you guys, but a bunch of kind of international people that I've worked with.
Oh, so she's just got to flaunt out there that, oh, I'm special. I work with all these people. You guys ain't nothing.
I'm
You're
lightweight.
the best ones.
I'm lightweight
obviously.
famous. Yeah, we are.
I'm like famous, but I stand for my autograph. But they don't. Nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
But what I do
we
hope
need to bring
in the
her and do
future.
a southern accent for something.
Why, hello there.
Yeah,
I want to get up. I don't have a website or anything. Like I'm terrible at self-marketing. It's only by virtue of getting to know lovely people like yourselves and the guys over at Wasteland and Modus, who keep letting me be in things, even though I am lazy and I don't put myself out there at all.
All you need is those couple people who be like, "Hey, you want to do something?"
Do you want to be anything? And then I get to play around with you guys, which is always fun.
That's always a good time. Good
So
time.
I was looking at your IMDb,
Oh yeah, that's me.
and I saw this from 2017. I know what you're thinking. Jeopardy. What is this?
It's an interesting story. It's not me. That is some other Kirsty Harrison, and IMDb won't take it off my page.
Really?
Literally, I've got my own membership and everything. I've deleted it. I've written to them. I've explained how that's me. The one before that, the thanks at the Doctor Who documentary,
Mm-hmm.
like that's my credit. So I was there first, and they've put their credit onto my page, and I can't get rid of it.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Fun. And I love to see that at the very top is Murphy's Inc.
Whoop whoop.
I think that's because we're the most recent. And
Yeah.
we're on film.
Murphy's Inc.
I do have a project coming out. Do you guys know Starfield? It's a new
video game.
new video game.
Yeah, I've already pre-downloaded it. I'm ready to.
There's already a huge sort of subculture is the wrong word, but culture of people writing stories based on the Starfield art.
Nice.
Really?
And I'm in a show called Neon, which comes out in September, I think, based on Starfield, and that's with those guys at Wasteland again.
Interesting.
So what I love, because when I say I'm a gamer, that's a lie. I play Stardew Valley and like Lego Harry Potter. But when you get into people who are really dedicated to the art and the storylines and the lore of gaming, there's so many creative people doing so many cool things. So it's wonderful that they've accepted me, even though I never know what they're talking about.
Well, and what I'm
We don't
most
need to
curious
know as long
about
as you can do
on
the
some of
voice for it.
those is Once Upon a Wasteland, a Fallout story. Did they get the rights to be able to actually do that and use that property, or similar with the Starfield?
It's I think fair use, because it's inspired by, and
It's not.
So as long as they don't have any characters that are directly in the game or something.
No,
like
they
that.
do have characters that are in the game, but they're all I honestly don't know that they're licensed, but they're included in tweets from Bethesda, and like the actors that play the actual characters in the games have acknowledged the existence of these audio dramas.
Interesting.
So
if that's the case, I think it's.
I don't know how it works, but they don't get. There's no problem doing it.
Because the reason that's interesting to me, and James can speak to this a bit, is we know some folks that have tried writing, for example, a Batman type show, and weren't unfortunately able to really fully produce.
I guarantee it's because the comic book side and the gaming thing, like that the guys that run Rockstar or Bethesda and places like that are more open to fan works.
Yeah, because they that's it's another avenue of
Because they're not
I say-
making games based on it.
it's another avenue for just get their name out there and stuff.
Exactly.
So it's
Whereas I guess if you're making media based on a comic book or a film or something, then yeah, that would be problematic. But
yeah, because I mean those things are actually like those things are known. Like there's certain things that are known, but they're, like you said, it's kind of almost a subgenre, and
Yeah.
so people can get they're more willing with letting people get away with.
But what I can do is I can link you to some of the guys that create at Wasteland, and you can pick their brains about it if you'd like.
That would be awesome.
Well, because like,
That'd be my pleasure.
because I am a gamer, I'm a nerd, and I love, like James would agree that like our favorite video game series is Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
And
sure.
I'd love to write an Assassin's Creed like audio drama. That would be fantastic, but I've never even thought that would even be an option.
Well, yeah, I'll hook you up with Lawrence or people like that, and you
Great,
can talk
another
about-
Lawrence.
Yay, more Lawrences.
We need another Lawrence in our life.
So, for you, what's it going to take to get you to come out to the greatest country in the world? For
I've been to Germany.
I said greatest country, not greatest killers in the world.
Whoa,
Dang,
mate.
bro.
Whoa. And again, I still think you probably take that title from them.
I just got canceled in Germany.
Yo, actually, she might be right. The way that was
But,
another
yeah,
truth bomb right
to
there.
get out to one of the cons, or even just to sort of a visit, I don't know how much is a plane ticket, but the
know,
idea that you've got cons coming next year that we can plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
I'll
love to have
certainly,
it. That would be awesome.
I'll
And-
certainly
and if we get in,
diarize it.
if we get
Well,
into the big one, we
Well,
definitely.
I
need
will
to
tell
there.
you, we have signed up, and fingers crossed, we're trying to get to San Diego Comic-Con.
Shut up. Well, if you get into
Honest
Comic-Con, then
Zeus.
yes, obviously I'll be there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you haven't already registered, you should register, because
Yeah.
you are a talent, and you can, anyone that technically anyone can go and register as talent, but you actually have credits, you can cite and everything.
Can
You
I just do that? I'm not
Yeah.
going to do it now. I'm
Please, we're talking live in front of
talking amongst
millions.
yourselves.
And, but yes, you can absolutely go sign up right now, or after we get done here, after you take your little nap. Go,
That's so patronizing. My little nap. It's 5 in the morning.
well, you already went to bed and you
Just
got up
saying.
for this, so
I did.
that means what you're about to do is a nap after this.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's fair. I mean, I'm not going to get up till noon, but let's call it a nap. But
Yes, my kind of woman right there.
Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna wrap here shortly, and it's
Mhm.
gonna be 5 a.m. ish, right?
Mhm.
And you're gonna sleep till noon.
Well, I'm not going to shut the door and just fall asleep. Am
Atta
I?
girl.
I don't
Well,
know.
you know,
I
go
my
to bed.
my wife.
Don't worry about it.
The second she puts down her phone and turns off the light, within literally 3 minutes, she's snoring.
How does she do that?
That's incredible. I can't do that. I'll
How?
be an hour and a half before I'm asleep.
How does
And
she
not
do
only that, anytime that I do something like this, or not this, I've never done this before, but
It's gonna
you
take her
know,
a while to go back to sleep now.
yeah, you get the adrenaline from
She's gonna be so excited about being on Fat and Black.
You know
and
why?
this
You
is
know why?
full of sugar.
I'm juiced, bro.
Are you feeling juiced?
That
Well,
is
I'll know
so.
for Christmas to bring better booze so that by the end of the chat, I am juiced,
Well, snockered.
Yeah.
bladdered, as we say. Over here.
Bladdered?
Oh, bladdered. So that
Bladdered.
so full
Interesting.
bladder. Is that what that means?
Let's say yes, because I don't know the origin of it, but
I
yeah,
love-
bladdered.
I love the word.
There's
I
loads.
love-
I mean, we have you know how the
you
Eskimos
have so many words.
so many words for snow. We have that for drunk.
Yeah.
Thousands of them.
Or
but
one,
not
one of my favorite ones
particularly
was
appropriate.
for kissing, snogging.
Snogging. Yeah,
Yeah, I
snogging.
was like
Scottish word for it is winching, which is a
Ooh.
brilliant word.
winching.
Winching.
That's
You
for
get a winch.
kissing?
See, winching makes me think vomiting, like wrenching.
Oh, that's poking.
Winching makes me think of like you're pulling a car out of a snowbank.
Precisely. You have winched a girl. You've pulled her.
Oh, Okay.
I'm gonna pull that. Mhm.
I
I'm
dig
gonna winch
it.
it.
I
I mean, you
dig
should,
it.
which is a little bit rude, but
Is it?
well, it's not a very nice thing to say to someone directly. It's not a romantic phrase, but it is
I'm
something that you
gonna
say to your
winch you,
mate in the
girl.
pub afterwards. Gonna winch you good.
I'm gonna winch you, girl.
I feel like at some point we're gonna have to do a con out in the UK so that we can like
You
go
guys,
out there.
you guys have those, right?
Yeah, we just got electricity, so
Y'all have those, right? I'm sure you got some cons out there.
we got like 3 famous people. So
You have way more.
And one of them is about to play an Oompa Loompa.
huge grant.
Which one?
Yes,
oh,
huge Grant.
Huge Grant.
Yes. Yes, he's about to play an Oompa Loompa.
Yo, actually, I haven't. Where has that dude been? I haven't seen that dude in like it's been.
He was in Paddington 2.
Oh, is he in
He's
Paddington?
in this
too?
now.
It's been like Hugh Grant used to just randomly appear in movies. Like then there was that point in time where Jude Law was in everything, and we were like,
Yeah.
Yo, who is Jude Law and where did he
The
come
next
from?
Hugh Grant.
What's interesting is that there's not really. I mean, Paul Mescal's Irish, so he doesn't really count, and he doesn't really do rom-coms. But we don't have that next up and coming kind of rom-com guy like Hugh.
So you're telling me that you need to be the next rom-com woman?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. A 43-year-old woman needs to be the next Hugh Grant.
Hey, I've seen weirder things. I've seen much weirder.
I also have great skincare routine, so I think I could pass for 36. I'll push. But there's not really rom-coms anymore. They don't really make them.
That's actually kind of true.
After Love Actually, you don't need anything else.
Love Actually is probably one of the
that
greatest.
I
What?
hate that film.
That
Okay,
you
so
as a
Jenny-
Go for another
Jenny-
hour on how much I
Jenny-
hate Love Actually.
Jenny is like power typing right now how much she loves you because she hates that film too.
that
Yes.
Love Actually, honestly,
five, Jenny.
I don't know what it is. I mean, because a number of guys that I know actually really enjoy Love Actually. Like we might not really enjoy rom-coms, but like Love Actually, there's something about that story that's like, yo, this is.
Is it the predatory way that he turns up at a girl's door who is far too young for him for a start, when his best friend, who's just married her, is in the house and proceeds to declare his love for her?
No, that was actually
creepy and bad.
that was wrong. That
Yes.
one was wrong. But I did like the little kid running through the airport trying to catch this girl that he liked. I liked that one.
Or whatever his name is. He's adorable. But the film is bad.
it's cute. And then the one that comes to America.
Colin Firth has the best storyline.
Oh, where he falls in love with the woman he can't communicate with.
Yes, that to me is
And he
my
falls in love
favorite.
with her when she takes her clothes off and jumps into a lake.
I think he fell in love with her before then, but okay.
Really pro-feminist
Yo,
storylines they've got in that film.
She you know what? This sounds like a person that really hates that film.
I really
Really does not like that
Which
film.
is interesting. As you say, a lot of my male friends really like it. And when I'm like, oh, Love Actually, we get into this a lot. So I have these little
She has just
bugbears.
She had the magazine ready. She was like, let's go.
Let's go, lock and load.
I got you.
All right. Well, I know you're tired. I'm gonna let you get out of here. We're gonna keep
Is it because I
going.
hated Love Actually? Guys,
No,
I can talk about other
I
films.
mean, we can keep going because there is no time limit. The nice thing about like doing this type of like interview and audio drama type or podcast type thing is
it is to your own ends.
Yeah, I'm self-produced. I can go however long I want. If we want to, we've done episodes that went 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
Lord.
I'm the one that most of the time is like, I gotta go.
Yeah, so I mean,
I want to go.
I'm just trying to be.
No, I appreciate that. You're
respectful
giving me
of
an
your
out.
time.
Well, I mean, do you have any other questions for me?
I mean,
It's like a job interview.
I think we talked about that booth. We talked about the booth before the show, but we can talk about it now because
My little 1x1 booth that I got secondhand. It used to belong to a saxophonist, so it's
A what?
more sound.
a saxophonist.
like
She said
Saxophonist.
saxophonist.
Saxophone.
Saxophone.
And he didn't use it very much, so he sold it to me. But when it came, it wasn't sound treated. It was just a sort of little room for him to play saxophone in. So I popped all this foam all over it, and it's been falling down slowly. So I need to refoam it because, well, it sounds better when it's deadened and there's not so many echoes.
Absolutely.
And so in that, I have my Focusrite, which go to really in at 212 solo, my Surface Pro with this beautiful camera, and my pride and joy, my Sennheiser MKH 416.
And the Sennheiser, that on its own is like almost $2,000, isn't it?
Yeah, this was a big purchase, but
Yeah, that's an investment in yourself.
exactly, and worth it, I think, even though I don't actually audition for things. That's a proper kick up the arse when you tell that to people out loud. I should do that more often.
Well, you did audition for Murphy's.
Boom.
I did, and that
You-
worked out for me. So
And technically, you did audition for like Radio Story Hour,
And
even
if
though
you don't know,
didn't
now
really
you
have to.
know.
And
what
like,
I liked about auditioning for Radio Story Hour is, wasn't there a story that was like set in like Camelot?
the one that was set in England, you didn't get cast for. That made so much sense, right?
What?
I think that was another example of my accent not fitting with the style of everybody else doing an accent.
No, I think that's more an example of poor direction.
I take it was neither of you guys then.
That's
fine.
correct. I directed Captain Fearless, and I made sure to pick you up.
And
That was cracking to be able to
I
do
did
a
that. Yeah, and
lot.
actually, no, I picked the girl from where was she from? She was from another European place.
Yeah,
Can't
there's
remember.
only two: Britain,
Yeah.
Austria. Those are the two.
Yeah,
France.
that's yeah.
there's
No,
not, like-
she's from Austria. Yeah,
Nailed it.
so
There's not like 23 countries over there, or whatever it is.
whatever.
There's
many
more
countries.
every day, seems to me.
Yeah, but no,
That's true.
like, and I yeah. So I mean, like, but yeah, no, it was a good time.
So, what are you guys working on? I mean, Murphy 2 is
Murphy
in
2's
the
coming.
can.
Well, no, I still am doing sessions.
Oh, of course, there's still-
You're
Yeah, we-
done.
Yeah, there's still post-production to do. But do you
You're
have other
done.
projects? coming
I'm
up?
still running sessions.
Yeah, we have a session tomorrow night. I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and-
I finally will wrap principal recording to next week.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And
So-
then we're both reading scripts. So I'm reading more of the Jack R. Rabbit files. Mark's reading more of the Captain Fearless stories.
Awesome.
We actually have another book or audio story that'll hopefully get done that we recorded. I swear it seems like almost a year ago.
It's crazy how long it can take from completion to actually air
Yeah.
for some
Yeah,
things.
it's so we the great Connor Howard, who we referenced before, we had him record a almost like a audio, what's the audio book to tape or whatever they call them these
Yeah.
but we had him do it like as a character and in character, and we recorded that almost a year ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Almost a year ago.
And it's just, there's been too many other things. Murphy's is our priority. However, we did just greenlight a new audio drama
Oh yeah.
that is being written currently. It's called Oak Bridge. I will give more on that in the near future, but it is
Ooh.
in the vein of Stranger Things, and X-Files and Twin Peaks.
Spooky supernatural. Well,
Yes.
that's good. Good to know that 97 to now is cranking them out.
Yes, we're trying. So that one is going to be 10 episodes for its first season,
Yeah.
and so we'll be looking to do casting for that one hopefully by the end of the year.
Oh, cool beans. I'll
Um,
keep an ear out for that.
Yeah.
for
I'm
what,
trying.
for auditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
will.
no, you don't have to audition for us anymore.
Yeah. You're.
Yay! You
pretty-
already know what I sound like. We've met.
It's more like if we get to a place where we're like, I don't think we have a part for her, then I'll make you audition to see if, okay, can I find something for you? But it's like at this point, I think know what you can do.
You're already in the
and-
room where it happens, so you're good.
Yeah, I'd rather
I know
just
this
say,
sausage is made.
hey, do you want to do this part? And if the answer is no, then I'll find somebody to do it.
Okay, awesome. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's in writing. What's the word for
It's
audio
Handshake.
writing?
it's a mutual agreement that we all
In
have.
stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well, the 10 commandments were
the
in stone,
11th
too.
command. Must find something
Thou
for
shalt cast
Kirsty.
your mates.
I take care of those who I feel like take care of me. So you
Well, I
know,
appreciate that, guys. It has,
and
I mean, and it's genuinely true. It's always fun to get on. I mean, sometimes for season 2, you were fantastic at doing it at reasonable hours for me. Couldn't have asked for you to be more accommodating. But I will be honest, in season 1, there were some times where I was like, good God, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
That wasn't totally on us, just so you know. That was
No, I'm sure because season 2, you were brilliant about
no.
doing it slightly earlier.
Mark was in charge of. I mean, he somewhat in charge of season 1, but really took over for season 2 on. It's
I didn't
And I
have
had a
to.
guy, I was recording for a guy on, what day is it today?
today
Wednesday?
is well
It's
for
Thursday
you
for
it's
you.
Thursday, but
So
yeah,
Monday morning, I had a
Mhm.
lad get up at 6 a.m. your time so that I could record during the day in my time,
nice.
which was very kind of him, and I was very, because it's no fun.
No, I
having to get
mean,
up
like
at 7
I've been
morning.
up. I mean, I've been up at I actually had when I was going over stuff with our music guy. I was getting home at like 2 a.m. and
Oh wait, let me
getting on
ask
the
a
phone
James
with him.
question. He's in the UK. Do you know him? His name's Louis Palfrey. You got to know him. He's there too. So
Louis Palfrey
yeah,
in London.
yeah.
Yeah. I used to work. No, of course I don't know him.
Yeah, I was like, why would I ask that question? Like that's not a James question. That's like, hey, do you know him? You live
I'm sorry.
you live 4 hours away.
You're the same guy that asked if they have cons.
I don't know if they have cons over there.
I have one in my small town in Wigan, where I live. Not even the Manchester one. There's the Manchester one, and there's the London one,
Like,
and there's
because the
Wales
thing
and
is,
stuff
I
like
know about the ones out here. I know there's one in New York. I know there's some. I know there's one in
that.
Chicago. I
Like,
think there's
not
one in Miami.
Comic-Con in San Diego famous, but London's
Yes.
pretty big.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, probably because I've never really even. That's probably also one of the reasons I never even really checked on those.
Because you wouldn't go, so why would you? Absolutely,
Right.
makes sense. But they
But
just started having little tiny ones in like little towns, and in my little town that I live in, we had some Doctor Who guy.
oh yeah, Doctor Who's huge over there though.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like 4 of my friends work and or write for Doctor Who in various capacities.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a proper little cottage industry. It's really lovely.
Just so everybody knows, David Tennant might be my favorite Doctor Who character. My
Oh.
favorite Doctor.
Favorite Doctor. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Solid choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
then
think you find any arguments with that one.
no, because actually, and now he's doing he's actually doing work on Ahsoka, right? Or he did work on Ahsoka. So
Oh, was he?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does everything, that boy. I think he would come to my house if I invited him. David,
He might.
come
David,
on.
you're probably a part of the millions watching right now. So
Yeah, hi, David. How's it going? A
course.
true story, right? So my friend worked at the RSC when David was the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Oh yeah.
When
I was
David
like,
was on stage doing something back in about 2008, 2009.
mhm.
And I was Facebook messaging my friend Alison, who was working there. And I was just chatting. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you worked with David Tennant. And David Tennant was sat next to her reading the messages that I was sending to her about how great he was. And he took over and we had a little chat exchange where I asked him if I could have one of his shoes and he said no.
No. You asked for one of his shoes? What are you,
I did.
Dobby?
Shut. First of all, it's a sock. Second of all,
Close enough though. I mean,
Yeah. What are you?
second of all, good on you for shooting your shot.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
you don't take. Absolutely,
Yeah.
James.
So David Tennant, no, like David Tennant, I didn't really know who that cat was until I saw Doctor Who, and I was like, yo, this guy.
I think that's fair, like internationally. He's been knocking about here for a long time, but it was Doctor Who that made him a star.
Yeah, and then he did, and then he was in the first season of Jessica Jones out here.
Yeah, Kilgrave?
Kilgrave, yeah. And so I think
He was also in Harry Potter.
was he in
A
Harry
tiny
Potter?
part in Harry Potter.
Yeah, but a very memorable part.
Wait, was
Barty
he?
Crouch
He was in
Jr.
Harry Potter?
He was Barty Crouch Jr. in Goblet of Fire.
Yep. Had the weird.
So he's only at the
dick.
beginning with his little lizard tongue, and then at the end.
Ooh, well, I have to. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I didn't know he was in that. It's not surprising, due to the fact that I mean all those were shot in
Everybody was in it.
London
And at
and
that
stuff,
point,
yeah.
I think when they did Goblet of Fire, I don't think he was particularly big household name, so that's why it's just a sort of small
It's funny,
part.
like yeah.
Every actor in Britain was in, or most actors in Britain.
Yeah, if you're an
Yeah,
actor
'cause you
here,
wouldn't cast
we'll
an
get you-
American.
Pardon?
Oh, they wouldn't cast Americans. They
Well,
wouldn't cast
good,
anybody
because it was set in Britain, and we have our own actors.
But except, the funny part is that there's been a lot of British actors playing very famous Americans. So like
Yes.
there was a British woman that played Harriet Tubman and Aretha Franklin, and then there was a British actor that played was that the 48 Days a Slave, or 48 years, 42 years a
12
slave?
years?
Or was it 12? I'm just changing that names.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
lots of years, unfortunately,
Yeah,
to choose from. But...
too many, but yeah, 12 years a slave. You're right. That was a British actor.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been some of these. There's been some movies that are supposed to be set in America that they've used British actors, and
That's because we come in and we do our sneaky little good British accents, and you don't know
you
until
do
afterwards.
your American accents, and then
So what you're saying is the next white girl part that we have available, white American girl, we need to make sure that Kirsty's playing that part.
Yeah, smash it.
Pretty
Easy.
much.
I do a blind read. You won't even know it's me, apparently.
Yeah, we don't, because that's the thing, is that we met actually this weekend. It's funny, we met two of our actors.
Who did you meet?
So we met the announcer from season 1, Michelle Calhoun. She came in. We also met Brian Murphy, who
did not.
You would know him better from Captain Fearless as the voice of Baron von Brains.
Baron von Brains.
Yes.
Baron von Brains.
But he is in season 2 of Murphy's, in a couple of parts actually.
Yeah.
So, and both of them character voices, distinct, different in tone and accent. He's a very good character actor. We got Tyrus checking in, who is actually playing a part. He was the sailor in season 1 and is playing another part now in season 2. But,
I remember Tyrus. So,
who's there with you?
Hi, Tyrus. Kirsty Harrison checking in.
Also known as the voice
Murphy.
of Murphy.
Murphy.
Yes, snap. That is Murphy, my friend.
Yes, indeed.
Help! I'm being robbed. This is Murphy.
Also known as a guy who clearly does not read our posts, because I did announce you were going to be here.
Hey, I don't mind being a surprise guest. That suits me. But as we were saying, but 20 minutes ago, I probably am going to bounce.
Well, all right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I tried to give you an out. So
no, I liked the little extra added chat. That was fun.
Fair enough.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I really have enjoyed myself. It was lovely to
actually, it was our
properly
pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks, James.
It was my pleasure watching James talk over you.
What?
Oh, people do that all the time.
So we'll have you back in 16 weeks or so.
Yep.
After the series finale. So I'm sorry, season finale.
Season finale.
Season
And anytime you don't, if you've got no guests and you need a filler, give us a call.
Nice.
But I'm going to bed. And enjoy the rest of your beverages. And I'll speak to you guys soon.
Good night and good luck.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, good fight.
Oh, gosh darn Brits. They look down on all of us,
They are better.
They think they're better than us.
They're better.
Just if only they were better at war. And she's flipping me off in the cabinet. Anyways, we do have one major thing that we still need to talk about, James.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing it up right now.
Bring her up.
Ahsoka series began, episodes 1 and 2.
I want to be friends with Rosario Dawson so bad, not only because she's fine, but because she's now playing Ahsoka Tano.
I'm sorry, did you just say Rosario Dawson is fine?
Yeah. How is Rosario Dawson not fine? I mean, you're married, so it's okay for you to say that your wife. Yeah, but I'm not married or have a girlfriend, so therefore, yes, Rosario Dawson is fine.
Okay, even if I was single, and I used to be single, and Rosario Dawson was around when I was single, she was not fine then.
What?
And Jenny says you're gross.
Her opinion, it means, I respect her opinion, but on this case, it means very little to me.
Okay, so you say a lot of females are attractive. So, and Tyrus clearly sides with you.
Thank you, Tyrus.
That doesn't mean anything. That just because you guys, the two of you, have similar opinions doesn't mean that it's right. You're just both wrong. Uh, and Jenny says, fineness is not the basis for friendship.
No, I'm
You
saying
said you wish you were friends with her
I
because
said
she's fine.
I said not only because she's fine, but because she's playing Ahsoka Tano.
Yes, and if
She's played a lot of characters that I actually, like she was on actually she did Jessica Jones. She was on the Defender the Defender.
it was
She
all the
was
same
on Luke.
character, so you can't use that multiple
Whatever.
times.
She was in multiple shows, so whatever.
Okay,
Anyways, but I'm saying,
name anything aside from Ahsoka and MCU related.
oh, she was in Rent.
What did she play in Rent?
I don't remember, or Mimi in Rent, and then she did. She's done a couple other films. I can't remember right now, but all I'm saying is Rosario Dawson, amazing. I really like Rosario Dawson. When they brought her in The Mandalorian, and I was just like, "Yo, is that Rosario?" I was like, "Yo, that's Rosario Dawson playing Ahsoka." It's amazing. I like it.
I will say that I think she's good in what she's doing. Again, fine is not a word I would use to describe her.
Then you tripping. That's all I'm saying.
Or I just have a more refined palate, but that's okay. Anyways,
what? Like what? Anyways,
these are just facts. So
okay,
we've got some.
I eat things with no sauce on them.
Yeah, because I have a more refined palate. I don't need sauces to make something taste good.
No, it's because you eat like a. Never mind. Whatever. Let's go.
Anyways, we've got some behind the scenes shots. Debbie says she's beautiful.
Thank you. See, Debbie understands.
There's a difference between gorgeous, beautiful, and fine.
Whatever. Anyways.
So Dave Filoni, of course, with her, and nice little fight scene.
Whatever. Like, listen, right now, just Dave Filoni and I can't. Why am I blanking on his name right now? Jon Favreau. They're like amazing. Yo, so we don't have a name for. Go back one more. Yeah, we don't have a name for her yet, do we?
Character name,
no. Yeah,
and actor wise, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, and the weirdest part is like I was looking at her going like, it's like she's creepy cute. Like I don't know why she's cute, but she's like creepy cute, and I don't know why I feel that way.
I was confused by this being a Night Sister.
You know what? I'm not. So the thing is what actually when I saw that she was she was a Night Sister, and then I recall when you pulled up your game for me this past weekend, or when I saw the and I was like, oh, okay, that's not that surprising anymore now that I know that. So they weren't all on Dathomir.
We got Tara checking in. Sorry, Tara, you missed Kirsty. She is already gone.
You can go back and watch the episode.
Yeah, go rewind.
Yeah.
So 2 episodes in, without being super spoilery, how are you feeling about the series?
I'm digging it. I'm like the thing that's killing me is this with Ahsoka and I can't remember her name. What go back one more.
Sabine?
Yeah. Like I did not realize that she had trained her at all.
I don't recall there being any training, and
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't recall any training. There was nothing in Rebels that led me to think she was being trained by her or anything else. So the whole tension between the two of them in like episode 1 and which ended up being fine in episode 2, but I was just like, that's weird. I don't remember there even being any training because, like, again, she's not really source sensitive, or she might be force sensitive, but I don't know.
And Jenny to Tyrus, I'm not hating on Rosario Dawson. I'm hating on James.
Of course she is.
And Tyra says, I was tempted to watch last night, but didn't. had to be responsible. No, a responsible person would have watched
today or before you went to
last
work.
night or today. Yes.
Yeah, you could have watched that before you went to work, right?
You know who she reminds me of, and I'm not sure if it's her. Is I can't remember the girl's name. Chloe Grace something.
Oh, from Kick-Ass?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I could dig that. Yeah,
I don't
but
think
I
that's
don't think that's
her.
her. No, it's definitely not her because
But I very much enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I felt like it was a very good setup
yeah.
for what is to come for the series. I
You know what I actually here's the weird part. You know what I really like? I really like the end credits. I don't know the
just the
whole
video at the with the end credits.
the
It's not like a scene. It's
yeah, the visual of the end credits. I really dig that for some reason. I don't know why, but like it's something about those just like with the star map. I think is I dig that a lot. And I'm really digging the fact that they're bringing these things we saw in the animated film or in an animated show to actual life. That's the one thing I'm super digging about this show.
I mean, to be fair, they started that with Mandalorian with, bringing Ahsoka in.
No, but I'm talking
bringing, what's her name?
But I'm talking about bringing like this planet, we only this world Lothal we only saw on Rebels. We haven't seen it in anything live action.
I could say the same thing about Mandalore. We only saw that.
Right. And so actually, no, yeah, Mandalore, that's right. Cause Mandalore, we only saw on Clone Wars. So what I'm saying is, but this is one of those things, at least, in fullness, because, the stuff on Mandalore now it's basically Mandalore got bombed. And so therefore Mandalore is pretty much destroyed. But I just seeing Lothal with, in full kind of grandeur was pretty awesome to see.
How do you feel about the casting that we've seen so far between Sabine and
you know what? I really like it. Like that's the thing. It was like these are animated characters that you're bringing to life, and so the fact
it's not the person who voiced the character like we had with Katie Sackhoff.
Right. And so the thing is, I think with this, for example, like, with, Sabine looking, Sabine looks pretty much dead on from the show. Ezra looks pretty much, there's some differences between Ezra because I know he's, at the end of the series, he was older. He'd grown up some. But no, like the way Ezra looks, the person that they chose to play him, they look like these characters from the show. Hera looks like these characters. Chopper looks like, it's a droid, so it's not that hard.
And I love Chopper voice and how it's because Chopper always had the unlike an R2D2, he was a droid that kind of was saying attitude. What he was saying.
Yeah, he had attitude.
R2D2 has that attitude.
R2D2, we talked about that on a earlier episode, how they took his voice away because he was actually rude. But no, I dug how they made all this stuff come like real life for me.
Did you prefer Sabine long hair or short hair?
You know what? Actually, I liked long hair Sabine, but I was kind of weirded out because when it started, I was like, wait, she had long hair, but she cut it. And so when the second episode ended with her with the short hair, I was like, okay, that's what I remember. But the weird part is that and I said, and I mentioned this, and it's actually happened a little bit earlier than I thought it was going to happen. But when Ahsoka picks up Sabine to go find Ezra on Rebels, she actually picks her up at the tower. She did not pick her up at the tower. She picked her up in the city, which was a little off for me, but I was okay with it. I did like the picture though. The picture that had this basically the Rebels picture, mm-hmm. which was I think was a nice, nice little touch.
I got to be honest. I want one of these.
I definitely don't, because it's like a cat, and I hate cats. So
Well, and I have 3. So
yes, and I can't say, because one of them I barely ever see. One of them is okay, and the other one is an absolute menace.
So overall, you're enjoying the series. You're excited for next week for
Oh
another
yeah,
episode. And
oh yeah.
I I say this a lot with these shorter series where it's this one I believe is 8 episodes, and I'm like, okay, we're a quarter of the way in already. I feel like what's the end game? And so I always want to.
This has to there for it only to be 8 episodes. There has to be a second season to it. I mean, and hopefully with with Skeleton Crew and all those things, and a couple of the other shows that are coming out, and what we've suspected and kind of hinted at and heard, there are things that Dave Filoni and Favreau and John Favreau, they're working towards basically having everything culminate in one, or I don't know if it'll be one or multiple epic films.
It's for right now, from what they've set up, it's going to be one film that brings everything to a head between Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, all of those. It sounds like
Okay.
it's going to be the Avengers of Star Wars, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, and I would absolutely dig that. So I mean, I think that would be pretty cool. And I like the fact that they kind of have these elements. They've kind of pulled elements from everything. And honestly, if you're out there and you haven't watched Rebels, I by all means, and you watched Ahsoka, cool, that's fine. Like, I don't think. I mean, you kind of need to know it just because you need to know some of the characters and everything. But I told you this multiple times. Watch Rebels, watch Rebels. But I think this is with Dave Filoni and John Favreau, them basically telling Catherine, what's her name,
Kennedy.
to like back off. Like she's still an executive producer and stuff, but telling her to kind of, hey, this is ours. I really dig that, and I think they're doing a phenomenal job with that.
Agreed. I'm really happy with what we've gotten in these first 2 episodes. I feel like somebody who didn't know Rebels so well, I don't. Yes, knowing the backstory is useful, but you could come in.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you could come in absolutely and not know anything and be fine. But I think because because like Rebels was a show that I heard about and I wasn't able to watch because Disney XD had stuff on Hulu, but they did not have that show or certain other shows on Hulu. And so I couldn't watch it. And so like right when I got Disney Plus, the first thing, and actually this is weird because the first thing I actually watched was Big Hero 6, which was not my plan at all. But I watched Big Hero 6 and I watched some of the series, but then like immediately I went over to Rebels and I watched all of Rebels because I had been wanting to watch it and I got so enthralled in it. I was watching hours of the show at a time.
You got so enthralled with it.
Yeah. And so like I really enjoyed Rebels. I think it was well done, and so I'm really glad they brought these characters back and in real life. So I'm really digging what they've done. I really hope they bring in God, I can't remember the big purple dude.
Big purple dude.
Who was a part of their crew and Rebels. We saw him in real life in Mandalorian. Yeah. And so I'm hoping they kind of pull him in and maybe pull like that other pilot from that show, because I really liked his character. But here's my other thing. When will they realize they need to actually be traveling? They need to be traveling with the person that they're transporting, because there's always an escape. The last 2 times they've they when they've tried to send somebody, there's been an escape.
When will they learn that it's a trap?
Yeah, I guess they'll never learn.
Yeah. And Tyrus is heading back to work. 1/12 of an hour to go.
I don't even know what that means.
1.5 hours to go. I was going to say 1/12 of an hour is 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, 12. I don't even know what a 12th of an hour is.
L.A. night. Yeah. Well, as we finish up here, it is extremely important. I can't stress this enough, folks. This Sunday and next Friday are the world premiere this Sunday on KMBC.org at 9 p.m. Pacific for Murphy's Inc. Season 2.
Yo, Mark, do we have that first scene? Do we have that first scene available?
We sure don't.
Oh, okay. I thought we had that for some reason. I thought you might have that.
Oh, did you do something to get it prepped or ready for tonight?
No, of course not. But I just thought, because I know I thought you played it or something for at some point on here. I thought you played the first scene or something.
I did that of Season 1 quite a while ago.
No, I thought you did some for season, because but whatever. Anyways, make sure you tune in. If you can tune in this Sunday, great. If you can't tune in this Sunday and you can tune in next Friday, great. But if you can't do that, then it'll be available to you next Friday night, baby.
9 p.m. Pacific, all podcast players.
Yeah, baby.
Tyrus wants me to play it. I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not ready, so that's okay.
I don't have it. Well, I mean, I could try something. I don't know how well it'll work. Let's see. Give me just a moment. Let me see what I can do for y'all.
Can you do it?
I don't know. Let's see.
Don't give thumbs down yet, bro. Hold on.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Give me just a moment. Let me remove this source, add the source with audio. I don't know how it's going to come through because this isn't like prepped and ready for this.
Let's see how it sounds.
Here we go. I'm going to add this in. It's just going to look like a white box because this is raw. This is down and dirty, folks.
Yeah.
That's how we do things here on the Fat and Black Connection, evidently.
When the things you seek have been lost to time, look no further. We can go get them. We're Murphy's Inc. Murphy's Inc. is not responsible for any time paradoxes, historical retaliations, or other risks related to the delivered artifact. Any questions regarding the company's liability or tax information will be answered in time. Last season on Murphy's Inc., Murphy's lead agents, Michael and Daphne, were sent to obtain the set stalker of Eric the Red after a buffoonish descendant of Eric's lost it over 1,000 years later. While in the past, Michael and Daphne met interesting individuals and drank a lot of mead. They were chased, attacked, and had to use means never before used to get home. After all this, they thought they had obtained and returned with the prized relic. Upon return, they found themselves in a new headquarters, and their boss was nowhere to be found.
From the records of Constance Murphy, personnel file number MLP 95035, Isaac Langley. Intelligent, extremely well-educated, and incredibly observant, Isaac is the Chief Financial Officer at Murphy's Inc., a position his law degree from the University of Cambridge prepared him well for. Isaac's responsibilities as CFO include financial planning, developing and managing the company's budget, ensuring it is financially compliant with regulations, overseeing the investment activities, directing the preparation of all financial documents and statements, and much more. Such a position requires a trustworthy individual at the helm. Unfortunately, Isaac is anything but trustworthy.
That's all you're going to get. First 2 minutes of first 2 minutes of that episode, episode 1, also known as "Here you go, please come in,"
Please come in.
and yeah, that's Tyrus loves the file number. So yeah, this Sunday you'll get to hear the rest. We've gotten to hear it many times. We are excited to finally get to share this. Again, thank you, Mike Leone, Cloned Ones LLC, for the art. Looking forward to the future pieces of art to go with this.
We got
stuff coming.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have it soon so that we can get that posted and get ahead of the game so that we can premiere the art on here before releasing it on other platforms.
I think it's
but I know I'm
I'm
echoing.
I don't know
why.
why.
Anyways, but I talked with him today. We already have 2 coming. We have 3 is in the works, so we're moving right along.
Awesome. Well, you got anything else fun, exciting, interesting, or new to share?
No, I mean, just actually, I do need to tell you something. The drive home from Reno.
Yes, during Hurricane Hillary.
Well, it wasn't. I mean, I guess I hit something, but anyways, it was raining pretty bad at points. So those bull signs that we see on the way.
Yeah. There's these big bull, like yellow signs, meaning like bull crossing.
Yeah, those are real. Those are legit. Though they're legit. So on my way home, there was a road that I was supposed to take, but apparently the road was closed because it got washed out. So I had to. So Google Maps kept trying to send me on these weird roads that didn't actually exist, which I was like, where are they? I don't even know how they came up with this stuff. Like, where are these roads? They're not here. They were like dirt roads, but I'm like, I'm not taking a dirt road. And so I went a little bit kind of out of the way, and these bull crossing signs are there. It's okay. The first one I see, I'm actually following behind an army vehicle because there's an Air Force base out there, or a Navy base out there, which is weird because it's in the desert or whatever. And there was a bull, longhorn bull, in the road. It's like, I'm like, are you nibbling at something in the road? There's grass on either side. And in order to avoid the horns, I kind of swerved around and I almost hit a calf, not almost because it moved out of the way, but still, it was a thing. I kept going, and there was more in the road, on the side of the road. Prior to that, I saw one, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I had actually never seen one out here. So it was kind of cool to see one, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then all of a sudden there was more and more. And I think I came across about 10 or it had to be like 10 or 12 bulls and cows, which I didn't know cows had long horns as well. I had to Google that. Anyways, but yeah, that was weird because I'd never actually seen them. And they were right there in some of them, a couple of them right there in the middle of the road. And also, again, I understand that if weather sucks, you need to slow down. But if you're afraid to be on the road, and if you're driving on the road and you're afraid, pull over or pull into somewhere safe so that you don't cause an accident. At one point in time, I'm on the drive home. It's raining, and it was raining pretty good. The speed limit is 70, so I understand going a little bit under that. But when you're going 45 in a 70, that is dangerous. So that person, so I thought it was the truck in front of me driving like a jerk. It wasn't actually the person in front of. It was the person there was 3 cars. There was a truck, another car, and then the car in front of them. That car was the one that was going slow. And I was literally tensing up because I was like, I was getting stressed out by their driving. So as soon as I could, there was actually a truck I hadn't seen for miles. I hadn't seen another car behind me for miles, and then an avalanche truck came by me, and I was going to move over and get in front, but they actually went in front of me and got in front of me and in front of these 3 cars. And so then as soon as that truck passed, I then went and passed them up, and it was like, if you're afraid, get off the road. Like, that's just key. But other than that, yeah, that was not a fun drive back home.
Well, I will share one quick story then about the drive from Vegas to up here. You're a jerk. We leave Vegas, a couple hours in. I was feeling a little sleepy, and you were like, "Oh yeah, man, go ahead. If you want to go to sleep, that's cool. No worries." So I go to I roll over onto my side in the passenger seat, and I go to close my eyes to go to sleep, and he rolls off the side of the road onto the wake up strip, and I'm like, okay, what the heck? I'm like, are you good? And he's like, no, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, go to sleep. So I turn back over and I try to go to sleep, and all of a sudden, I'm like, or he swerves a little bit. I'm like, are you kidding me? He persists to do this over the course of the next couple of hours. I decide I'm not going to go to sleep. I stay up, and then a couple hours later, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try now. And he does the same thing, but in between those times, not once does he do it.
It was to be honest with you, that was not 100% on purpose. It was not 100%. It wasn't on purpose. But yeah, it seemed that way. But yeah, no, I mean, other than that, I now realize, if I didn't have to bring that thing down to you, if I didn't have to bring the IKEA purchase, I would have, huh?
The IKEA what?
Oh, I'm sorry, the IKEA purchase.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have. I definitely wouldn't have driven. I would have figured out how to. Yeah, I would have got the ticket and come down. But yeah, no, I mean, I definitely don't want to do that drive again. Definitely.
To me, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But then again, that's doing it in the middle of the night. I don't know if I would have liked that drive during the day.
Well, and it's actually, I mean, there's nothing to see during the day, but at night it was so I started off in the day, and then it got into night, and it was with the rain and everything, it became very miserable.
I will say one of the most amazing things about the drive up was seeing the stars.
Yeah, no, it was very dark, and it was very clear at that point in time. I did not get that advantage on the way home because there was very overcast and foggy at some points. I actually had to turn my fog lights on at moments because I could not. I mean, I could see the road, but I couldn't see. It wasn't as clear. So, yeah, it was. No.
Did you end up stopping at all on the way back home?
No.
You went straight through?
I went straight through because I was like, I don't want to be out here anymore. Actually, when I got into what was that city before Tonopah?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, there was one place where it was like the streets had some flooding in it, but I couldn't even tell that it was flooded. It just looked not flooded, but they were like, there was the standing water. It wasn't moving or anything, so I was okay. But I drove through there and I was like, no, that doesn't feel right. And but yeah, so but yeah, definitely, I definitely don't want to do that when it's raining ever again. I personally don't want to actually ever have to do that again. But
hey man, all you gotta do is take Spirit like I did.
Yeah, I mean, I might just.
It wasn't that bad. I will give Spirit. Yes, they nickel and dime you on luggage, and if you want to buy a drink, even water on the flight. But you know
gangster.
What? It's an hour. It's an hour.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad of a flight, and you pay the extra to get their first class seats up in the front of the plane. It was $100 one way. It wasn't that bad, and you're up and down.
Did you get anything for being up there, or just first on, first off?
I wasn't even first on. They let on all the people that military and invalids.
families with kids, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was in boarding group 2, but it didn't matter. It's assigned seating.
Right.
So, I was right at the front of the plane. I was literally first row window. And so I got off the plane quick, got out to you quick. So, for $100, can't complain. And
Yeah.
if you don't care about sitting in that first class, bigger seat up front, I think it's $45 plus tax or whatever. So
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, no, I mean, like that's cool because, like I said, it's just one of those things where like that was not no bueno.
yeah, Tara, you need to hop on a Spirit flight for the next con event that we're going to go.
I don't
to
know if that
Yeah.
I mean, like Spirit from Kentucky might be a little bit more, but
Probably not much.
You might want to just you might want to, if depending on the price, you might want to just go on some other airline.
Jenny says $43 including tax was what coming up here for you or me going down there would have been.
Yeah. So anyway, other than that, man, I like Kirsty. She's a lot of fun. I really like her.
What's her name?
I say Kirsty.
Thirsty Kirsty.
Kirsty. So next week's good. We have the lovely and talented Jenny Helton.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the lovely and talented Shannon Loring.
We have the lovely and talented Shannon Loring,
also known as Michael and Daphne.
Mikael and Daphne. So yeah, so that's gonna be that might be even more of an interesting show, huh?
It could be. I mean, you haven't been on as many sessions with me when it's the two of them, but it's a lot of fun. And Shannon is a really good guy. I've come to like really enjoy talking with him, and so I'm looking forward to next week's episode.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to kind of meeting him for the first time because I haven't been on the sessions with him, even when I've been directing, unfortunately. But yeah, no. So we got that coming up next week. We got some recording sessions coming, so we excited. Season 2 is we're almost done, wrapped with principal recording, so getting close.
Yeah, Tara's working on assembly for episode 7, and yeah. And Jenny says, "Ha ha ha ha! It should just be you and me, James. So just you and Jenny on an episode."
No, thank you. Wow. I already get my balls busted by your husband enough. I don't need my balls busted by you for an entire episode.
I mean, you realize what's going to happen next week, right?
Well, she's going to be busting my balls because she's going to be here.
Yeah. So you're going to have to deal with me and her.
Ugh. Oh, well, we'll deal with it.
Also, you didn't take your almond milk or soy milk or whatever.
The coconut milk. I thought I didn't. Well, because I did not realize that it was not in the container when I took it. I didn't like check everything, and when I got.
Yeah, so you didn't pack your own stuff and check it, I guess, is what you're saying.
Well, no, when I was Jenny said that she would take care of putting the stuff in the cooler, and so I was like, "Thank you very much." And yeah, because there was a couple other things that we didn't that I was supposed to take that I didn't bring. So, but you said you would bring them down to Disneyland, so we're good.
Yes, Disneyland, ladies and gentlemen, the week before Thanksgiving. If you can make it, it's going to be a good time.
Come on down.
All right. Send them home, James.
Send them home, James.